Hello, everybody. Buddy Web, Midland, Texas. Here's a little meme and story that I posted on TikTok tonight that's going viral. I thought you'd find it interesting. Here I'm going to read it to you. President Bush was a landman in Midland, Texas. And where I got that was from the Petroleum Museum. Here's the story. President George Bush was inducted into the Petroleum Museum in Midland, Texas, and as seen, he was a former landman. I suspected that certain landmen were connected with the underground homes and oil show parties said to be held down there. On January 14, 2012, 2 weeks before I was shot by somebody under my home with the phone lines cut, 33-year-old landman attorney Matt Hyman died of a surprise heart failure. Okay. At the same exact time, I had electricity on my bedroom doorknob to stop somebody from coming in my bedroom, and electricity causes heart failure. I've been reporting burglaries in my house for 14 months at that time. After I posted these facts on Facebook, two of Matt's friends, Chris Mertz and Brian Illman, who are also landman, threatened me in an attempt to stop me from asking questions about Matt's death. I wondered if they were at the oil show parties and or under my home when I was shot in that premeditated capital murder attempt. I've gotten the feeling that I was being blamed for Matt's death, and possibly the motive for murder attempt on my life was based on revenge. Okay. There are several good possible motives for murder, with the biggest being the secret $1 million underground home in the backyard where the oil show parties were held. Since being crippled for life after surviving this premeditated murder attempt, I've documented multiple people saying that tunnels underground homes are here with many details. Supporting evidence was found on Google Maps showing that one of the 4 underground homes is located in my backyard. I've contacted the city and told them about this, and 2 weeks later, the underground home shown on Google Maps was deleted. Here's a short list of the evidence now found. During the 2020 election for Midland Sheriff, I recorded Sheriff candidate Joe Lozano telling me that the underground homes were the hideout for the late Sheriff Gary Painter. I made this into a video which went viral, and after the election, Joe was arrested. I believe that he was framed because he told me this secret. Layla O'Brien, a CAD programmer for PBK Engineering, told me that they built these underground homes in 1987 with a cost on permit for $7.35 million. It was called the Safe House Project. She told me they were put in for the Bushes, who are from Midland. And at the time, George H.W. Bush was vice president under Reagan in 87. Julia Weidman tried to get a copy of the permits that Layla spoke about, was told by James Rawls, who worked for the city, that all permits had been accidentally deleted around 2014. This was 2 years after I was shot by somebody under my home. And the phone lines cut. I recorded another lady that told me there were 4 3-bedroom underground homes here that were buried at least 25 foot deep, and based on old Google Maps, one of them is located in my backyard. She said that pizza parties were held down there. Tisha Brumley told me that her sister used to go to the oil show parties and confirmed they were held in these secret underground bunkers. Angie McGee Hurley told me about a young girl that was murdered at a 2010 oil show party. An oil show party that had high-level police at it. I tried to get her to report this murder, but she was afraid and said that high-level police were also at those parties. I suspected that Sheriff Painter was one of them based on what Joe Lozano told me on a recorded phone call. Aaron Packelhofer told me there had been 4 people murdered died in my home before they cut my phone lines and shot me. I have a good guess who those 4 are, which includes the previous owner, Mike Lawhon, the young girl murdered at the 2010 oil show party, landman Matt Hyman, and a still missing man from Odessa, Texas, named Marini Escobar Sanchez. 4 murders, people. 5 police were under my home on the night of the murder attempt. They are Davis, Dickey, Chatwell, Angel, and Hell. Okay, and interestingly, I was told that a former neighbor, attorney Ted Tedora's wife, had a brother named Sean Mundy, and he was a Secret Service agent for George Bush. I wondered if he knows something about these underground homes. And now I want to show you here the little write-up here. President George Bush, the landman from Midland, I was told there were 4 secret bunkers and built in 87 with a budget on permit for $7.35 million with a lot of details. This is where the oil show parties were held, and as seen on old Google Maps, one of them is located in my backyard. There's the map right there. Here's the Midland Home Depot store. Directly behind that store is my home. I was shot by somebody under my home right here, and the secret bunker in the backyard is right here. That's what was deleted, from Google after I contacted the city. Okay. And then the write up there on George Bush from the Petroleum Museum is born in New Haven, Connecticut, but raised in Midland and Houston. Bush earned a degree from Yale and MBA from Harvard. He served as a fighter pilot in Texas Air National Guard. After grad school, he moved to Midland to begin a career as a landman. Okay. He later formed an oil company. In '94, younger Bush elected 46th governor of Texas, re-elected the office in '98, and then re-elected 2 years later. He ran for president in 2000 and became our 43rd president. And right after that happened 9/11, of course. And then he was re-elected in 2004. And so, yeah, it's going way viral right here because of the new Landman show. A lot of people don't realize that Landman, the most famous Landman's George Bush. And I was told that these underground homes here with oil show parties going on were built for the Bushes. And I was told that by Layla O'Brien, worked for PBK Engineering. Buddy, we're in Midland, Texas.